Hello and welcome. Some people say eat rice. Some people say don't eat rice. Some people say eat only unpolished rice. Some people say eat wheat. Somebody says don't eat wheat. Somebody says eat millets. Somebody says stay on raw diet. Stay only on fruits and vegetables. In this entire confusing world of nutrition, what should you eat and what should you not eat? Is there a way you can identify what is positive for your body and what is negative? This video is going to answer that. Let's begin. Dr. Khadar Valli is called the Millet Man of India. He is the one who spoke about millets and is propagating it across India and the world and making people consume more millets. But why? What is the advantage of consuming millets over our traditional food of wheat and rice? Is there an advantage? Let's understand what is it. These millets have 40% more fiber than many other grains. It is wheat and rice which may have traces of gluten. However, that is not the case with millets. Which millets are we talking about? We are talking about the 5 key millets that Sri Khadar Valli has spoken about. He has spoken about kodo millet, barnyard millet, little millet, foxtail millet, and brown top millet. Now, because millets have a lot of fiber, 40% more than the other grains, diabetics may be suggested to have millets. Diabetics need more fiber in their diet. When diabetics consume a lot of wheat and rice, it may lead to high sugar levels, but that is not the case when they consume millets. Sugar comes into a diabetic's body gradually. It does not come as a spike when they consume millets, and hence, is it a good food for diabetics? Yes, of course it is. There are 2 types of fiber requirements. One is the soluble fiber and one is the non-soluble fiber. The lignan makes it an antioxidant. When oxidation happens, it generates free electrons, but because it works as an antioxidant, it deals with the free electrons, it deals with the free radicals and does not do harm to your body. It also fights cancer, and hence, are millets good grains to have? Yes, they are. From a nutrition perspective, millets have all the nutrition. They have magnesium, they have fiber, they have carbohydrates, they have proteins, they have fats, etc. Now, it is fairly easy to grow millets because the water requirement in growing a millet crop is much lesser as compared to many other grains. So, in the future, the farmers will find it more convenient and easy to go back to the ancient grains of millets that we have almost forgotten. It is a future grain. It is the future food. There are 3 types of grains. One is the negative grains, one is the positive grains, and one is neutral grains. When we speak about negative grains, what is it that they do? These negative grains have the potential of harming your body. These are the food items that have gone through a lot of hybridization process. Say for example, rice or wheat particularly. After the 1960s, it went through a lot of hybridization, and hence the molecular structure of wheat in itself has changed. Because of this hybridization process, it has much more gluten than what your ancestors consumed in wheat. The gluten has increased, the fiber has reduced. It has gone through very high processing. Owing to this, the nutrients are almost removed. In addition to this, during the farming process, superphosphate is sprayed on these crops. Now, this further disables our ability to digest this gluten molecule. So, when you consume such a hybridized product, will it not make you sick? Will it give you any nutrition? Will it be positive for your body? Maybe not, because it does not have enough nutrition to offer. Hence, this is the category of negative grains. Now let's come to neutral grains. Now when it comes to India, we have been so comfortable and so positive about our regular millets like a ragi or a bajra or your jowar. Bajra is your pearl millet, ragi is your finger millet. Now these grains are very easy to digest. They will never increase inflammation in your body. But these grains will also not reduce the existing inflammation of your body. These grains will never make you sick, but these grains will also not be able to heal you if you are sick. They will definitely give some relief to the digestion process, but is it good for healing purpose? Maybe not. And hence, all of these grains like your ragi, bajra, jowar are considered as neutral grains. They will not harm you, but they may also not heal you. Now the third category is your positive grains, which is millets. We have already spoken so much about millets. They are categorized as the positive grains. But how is it that you can get most nutrition out of millets? Millets need to be soaked for a minimum of 12 hours. So if you want to consume millets and cook it the next morning, you may want to soak it overnight. In the night, you may soak it in 4 times the water and next morning simply cook it just the way you cook rice. Is it advisable to mix different kinds of millets together? No. So if you're having a foxtail millet on one day, try little millet on another day, try a brown top on another day, or try the barnyard millet on some other day. Do not mix the millets together at the same meal. Now this was a very simple bifurcation of negative grains, neutral grains and positive grains. Does that mean we should completely stop having rice and wheat? Maybe not, but try and get the ancient varieties. So if you are getting wheat, say for example, there is the ancient non-hybridized wheat which is still available in India. It is called the Khapli wheat, Khapli. Now this Khapli wheat is the ancient grain which has fortunately not yet been hybridized, and hence the supply is very less because the demand is less. The demand is less because the awareness is less. But if you go to Amazon or if you ask local grocers for giving you Khapli wheat, it is also called Emmer wheat, EMMER. So if you ask for these ancient grains, the wheat can make lovely chapatis, lovely rotis. They fluff up and are as tasty as your regular wheat. Try to switch to the ancient grains and then wheat does not become a negative grain. I hope this distinction of negative, positive and neutral grains was helpful to you. I hope it helps your decision of choosing which grains you want to offer to your body or to your family. If you're liking my content, please like, share and subscribe. Also share this content with the people you may feel will benefit from this content, and also leave your comments. I would love to hear from you. Follow for more nature cure and natural lifestyle tips. Till then, namaste.